the outset, I'd like to compliment AVPS Garu for his dogged determination and resilience to hold fort with the TG PackCon for the last 5 years. Well done, sir. I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to our dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. Before I have a presentation that I want to take you through, just so that my thoughts are collected and sequential as I present them. I'd like to say this: innovate, accelerate, elevate. It's a very lovely theme. Anil Bhai, thank you for prompting this theme. It's a Sada Bahar theme. It lives forever. And we are in this forum with a disproportionately large number of people from the packaging fraternity. Of course, we have also some users and those interested in packaging. So I'd like to start from an opening comment that after hundreds of years of quiet hard work, packaging industry seems to be currently at a receiving end and more in a defensive mode than on a proactive mode of what lies ahead. Everyone has an opinion on how packaging is ruining our life. A lot of that comes to plastics, but also to other formats of packaging. We have glass, we have paper, we have metal, and variety of hybrids. Whilst perhaps most of them are well-meaning, but I must also confess, a very, very highly disproportionate percentage of what is there in the public is not backed by facts, not backed by science. And as much as our news is scattered with half-truths, which the world loves to believe, we in packaging also suffer from the same. I will start with an example and then go on with my presentation. I'm 64, I've been in packaging business for 40. I didn't join packaging because somebody told me so. I was also, like many people, a student in US. And I was a topper. I was admitted to a PhD program in '84 when rarely anyone came back. And I chose to come back because Mera Bharat Mahan, I wanted to create 500 jobs even when I had not $1 in my pocket or 1 rupee in my pocket. I had actually an education loan. So I came back with a negative balance sheet to come to India because I felt this is a country where I need to do things to create some jobs. Started by creating 5 jobs. I said, if I fail, then I'll go and do a PhD and then teach people how to do business. I would have been probably Professor Saab's, he's here, my dear friend Chakraborty Saab from ISB. I would have been probably another professor, doing my bit and of course, doing my, that's also a very, very noble profession. But I chose this. So what I'm trying to tell is there are a zillion of stories of people who have got into packaging and in many other industries to do good. None of the people who have jumped into packaging came so with a mindset, it is legal, par badmashi hai, 4 paise kama lenge. It is also legal to brew alcohol. But whoever does, I have a lot of friends, they know that it is not the best for health. None of the plastic, paper, metal, or packaging guys should feel from this refrain. So please applaud yourself for being noble, business-minded people who are doing well for the society. Give a louder applause. Don't be afraid to applaud yourself. I don't have any slide on my company, so just a quick introduction. I partner and manage Alpla, a 70-year-old Austrian company that I became a partner 20 years back, which is in 46 countries, privately owned, 206 factories around the world, and it is probably one of the largest, if not the largest, rigid packaging player, which means we make bottles and caps. We do it for beverage, food, personal care, home care, agrochemical, pharmaceuticals, the whole gamut. And our mission statement is safe, affordable, and sustainable solutions. With this, I want to move to my presentation, but again, a few information, which will not be in my slides. The packaging industry today globally is well over $1.2 trillion. In India, it is over 100 billion, which means we are 8 to 10% of the global packaging carve-out. The 1.2 trillion will probably go to 1.5 trillion in the next 6 to 7 years. We will be at 170 billion. We employ between 5 to 8 million people formally. I suspect it is definitely over a crore, because a lot of people in packaging businesses in our over 500 districts are not captured in these surveys. I would imagine this number would more than double in the last 5 to 7 years. And 80% of these employers and employees are in the small scale segment. So they are the quiet, hard-working backbone of India, which is really going up and moving in the right direction. I resonated with Akshayji's comment about not sending empty containers. You mentioned about the 40-foot containers, 20-foot containers. The packaging should be, not sending air. I'm in the business of bottles, so I understand fully how it is to ship air. And I remember in 1997, I was the first Indian to export plastic caps to US successfully, and we still export to 12 countries. And this problem was not different in 1997. So what we decided was to floor stack here and palletize in New York. The floor stacking saved $210 per pallet, and the palletizing cost was $70. It took some effort, but it worked, and it still works. I still send a lot of, there are some people who don't want to even bother, and then they have to pay the cost, and I send it reluctantly. But these are important now as they were important then, because every waste of activity has a cost associated. And cost, when you incur, it's a national waste, it's a global waste, and it has carbon footprint impact, and it has so many other impacts. With this, I'd like to also confess that on the packaging business, my experience is more on the plastic side, even though I've been associated and I have a lot of respect for every format, but my experience sharing will be more from the plastic point of view. I'll start with a video. Let's see if this works. Thank you. So, the role of plastics and packaging in economic growth is central. Anything that will be produced or sold, even if it is defense components, even if it is a booster rocket for aerospace, it will be needed to be moved from point A to point B in relevant packaging format. So if we have only the impression of the Lay chips that you get, or a bottle of water or whatever, that is one small part of the whole journey of packaging. There's a very large element. And of course, I mentioned that we ourselves in the world of Alpla are into providing solutions which are safe, affordable, and sustainable. And we touch the life of over 3 billion people every day. And this is not individual to us. I think everyone in the business of packaging, if he or she has survived 10 years in business, they are default into safe, affordable, and sustainable living. Let me step back and take you through the world of ours. If you see the history of the world, right from 1861 to 2025, I mean, this is a world which has been full of turmoil. Right from the Civil War, World War, Depression, World War II, Cold War, partition of India, India-Pakistan war, crisis, financial crisis, global crisis, COVID, the Russian-Ukraine war, which is still completing, the Israel-Hamas has gone through, hopefully, a permanent pause. Looks very depressing. Now look at what happened during the same period in the world of plastics. This is not from any research, this is our own work. In the same time, when we had the American Revolution, the first man-made plastic was patented. Move on to bakelite being invented in 7, polymer theory 20, Teflon, nylons, without which there would be not a single plane flying in Mother Earth, was discovered in 33, 38, PET development 41 to 54, PET patented for beverage, which is a revolution of sorts, because without this, all these wars, famines, floods, people would have died in millions in the last centuries if there was nothing done, not centuries, but decades. Drug delivery devices, I mean, this is all through the same materials. And then bioplastics delivery, plastic and PPE during COVID. I mean, it's surprising that there was a pause for deriding plastic when it saved our life with the masks and the PPEs. And as soon as it was over, we were back to thrashing the same thing that saved our lives. And of course, now with the AI explosion, we are into what next? So you imagine, this is the bipolar world of the last nearly 200 years. And which one looks like pro-people, pro-growth, pro-future, and which is an industry which can claim to have 56 Nobel laureates in the last 100 years. So please, once again, be proud and applaud yourself for doing something good for the society. But just having a great feeling is not good enough. The impact of global events on India is not something that we miss. With all these wars, the tariffs that have been announced, now it's nearly 50%. The fact that I'm standing without crying is a proof that we are all positive about the future. I also have a lot of exposure, but you know what, we'll survive. Raw material price, export issues, industry exemptions, growth application. There's a dichotomy of VUCA environment, you know. We Indians are good at it because we thrive in uncertainty, right? One single drive on the road and you know, every second you have to be alive, otherwise somebody will knock you. In this uncertainty, as I mentioned, out of India, we still export to 12 countries, including US, and we are one of the few exports to Hong Kong for material that goes into China. And plastics, whether it's one container a month or one in 2 months, but at least we are selling. And these are plastic caps which China sells to US. We sell to them. Yeah, all the way. That's the only container I want to know from my sales. Whenever they say, even if it is a sale of 1 crore a year, I want to know. And then I quietly stand in the room and say, yes, maja aata hai na? So when we talk about innovation, innovation is not something which you do swanta sukha. You need to do for your client, the client needs to do for the consumer is part of society. So we are in the societal good business. And I want to share how our journey from nearly 20 crore to 1500 crore in the last 15 years was fueled only by innovation and nothing else. So India has a lot of counterfeiting problems. We also have brand enhancement needs as any other thing. So we came up with a proposition called the Thrill Initiative. And there are three elements in Thrill Initiative. The first, to significantly improve the first moment of truth. So, which means if somebody is walking down an aisle or an e-aisle or in quick commerce looking through what we now call as phone throw, not as shelf throw, will you be picked up? And that's only based on packaging. Of course, the second moment of truth is when you use the product. The third is when you go back and only buy that. This was a very nice way that the past chairman of Procter, Mr. Lefley, had announced in 2004 to demystify the journey of a pack. So this, for us, is the first part of Thrill. Second is, can we improve performance? If you have 99.9% accuracy and you feel very good, I'm sorry, that means still out of 1,000 parts, one part will be very bad. So are you at 3 sigma or at 6 sigma? Then you create a thrill. When nobody is asking you and you go to a client and say, oh, by the way, I'm going to give you 1 million bottles and I can promise you there will be not more than one bottle failure in a million in the line. And not critical defect. I'm talking about operationally. That's a thrill. And the third is significant reduction of price, whether it's through value engineering, weight reduction, cycle time enhancement, machinery. I think Akshayji also talked about equipment. That's a big topic. How can you just rely on import and live on the arbitrage of salary? That will not work. If you want to, and if we want to together, want to compete with China, Thailand, Vietnam, Korea, the whole ecosystem has to change. People cost being only one element of it. I might even dare to say a small element. So what did we do? Half the packs did not exist. Jhandu was in glass. Indian Oil used to have fake lube in the market. All these products were through technology interventions that Alpla did for the first time, not in India, in the world. What you see in Jhandu in 2007, we call it the cube technology. It was used in automotive. We were the first to apply it into packaging. And my partner said, well, if this works in India, let's go for it. The fact that we did not know the technology was a minor hiccup in the detail. My company was 100 crore in top line that time in 2010. We invested 40 crore in this project. If it failed, well, I would have lost the time to go back and do a PhD. I would have been probably really, really hurting. But all these projects were rockstar projects that were not done. And of course, it takes hard work, it takes effort. What did it do for Jhandu? They used to sell 4 crore pieces in 2007. And their growth was 3%. They said, tired product hai, 90 saal purana hai, thaka hua hai. I said, then how come everyone uses it? Maybe you're not getting the sales. And of course, 100% duplication was there. Do you know, now they sell 30 crore pieces. From 4 crore to 30 crore. Mentho Plus Balm. It's a world wonder. The chairman of Unilever 12 years back, Paul Polman, he was so surprised. He asked my partner, he says, this pack, how much do you sell for? So my partner and chairman, he said, well, it's sold for 2 rupees, 40 for a dollar. He says, no, not the packaging. I mean the product. He said, I mean the product. 2 rupees mein bik raha tha in 2007. You know what's the price now? 2 rupees. And you know, the molds for this cost 800,000 to €1 million, and we need 6-7 of them. It's 100 crore, 150 crore investment. If we hadn't followed the path that Akshayji hinted at, we would not be able to. We forced the German company to produce the machines here after the first 5 years. I remember saying good news, bad news. So he said, yeah, tell us the good news first. Of course, everyone wants to know. I said, we have a market for another 10 machines worth a lot. What's the bad news? If you make it in Germany, we are not buying. You have to produce in your India factory and we'll work with you. And then the ultimate joke was, we tell them, and our engineers have found a way that you can make these machines 40% more energy efficient. That was a quiet moment. If you tell a German engineer that we'll tell you how to engineer, it's not funny. We tried to be very, very sympathetic, very, very humble in communicating this. But long story short, Milacron has stopped producing that in Germany and now 100% exporting out of India to Germany, to US and the whole world. Not only this machine, all machines. And what they now sell in India for 200,000, they change the color, CE certify it and sell it for 600,000 in Europe. So I'm saying innovation is not just an arbitrage of cost. It is the arbitrage of mind, and the only thing that will hold you back is the limitation of your thinking. You have seen all these packs. Coca-Cola launched a 250 ml pack in plastics. They used to sell 1 million pieces, 10 lakh pieces a day, 2016. And glass for 1 liter of water or 1 liter of Coke requires 16 liters of water for cleaning, for the whole ecosystem. Everything needs water, some more, some less. This and the glass bottle used to be 350 grams. So you can imagine the carbon footprint for transport. तो बिकता नहीं था, चलता नहीं था, ठीक है. We launched this with them, joint project, 9.6 gram. And with a life of 6 months due to some more technological intervention. This now sells with us 1 crore pieces a day. And they are selling 1.6. So it's the biggest breakthrough in packaging according to Coke in the last 10 years. And it happened right in Mana City, Hyderabad, and in Aminpur Coke plant with Alpla India as their partners. So these are the things I'm sharing. I'm sure all of you have some experiences. Some of you I know personally. I know you have had breakthrough experiences. I would also like to turn back and see where I get my inspiration or my team gets an inspiration. Look at Operation Sindoor. Look at the lessons learned. Embrace indigenous innovation R&D. How many people in this room knew about the Agni Tir? Not many. I've been to Israel. I spend a lot of time there. They have a Kavach, which is 99 point some percent, capable of wielding. Our Agni Tir had 100% record of success. I had friends in Jammu actually having the guts to put their video on and saying, भाई ये मिसाइलें आ रही हैं. मैंने कहा तुम ऊपर खड़े होके देख रहे हो, you can also die. He says, नहीं, सब टैकल हो रही हैं. This is the confidence of an Indian in India. And this is not because we cleverly assembled it cheap, because we made it from the basic. So investing in R&D, materials, all the elements is, without this koi upay nahi, nothing will work. Collaborate across the ecosystem, go anywhere, find the elements of success, build resilience through self-reliance. Today, we have some amazing people. We have Reddy Garu from Vasanta, who's quietly sitting and exporting 150, 200 crores of molds worldwide, right? Out of his 300 crore sales. We are also in the plastic business. Against all odds, we also established our own tool shop, global tool shop, to replace our German tool shop. And in the last year, we have exported 40 crores. And to US, to Spain, to Germany, you name the country and our molds are running there, Indian molds. But what upsets me, the steel is from Saab, from Sweden. The hot runner comes from Canada. The various machines that are used are either Japanese or, why not Indian machine? Why don't we have the pride, energy, enthusiasm to go into the metallurgy? We have largest steel mills. Why not work together? And this is where I have also constantly been in touch with the government of India through various forums. Why not make special alloys? Why not make special things which enable us? Upri se, only from the surface, you will achieve something. But only when you go to the bunyad, you will achieve a total resolution. So automation, there are amazing things that we can do. Along with that is a need for swabhiman. When you start with a feeling, we see this all, अरे अपने यहाँ तो ऐसा ही होता है. Have swabhiman in your action, self-awareness and community building. There's not a single activity we can do successfully if we don't have swabhiman ki bhavna. Whether you work in Jammu Kashmir or in Telangana or Bombay, we need this. And so we also work with our communities. We have our first dual education system in India, which is recognized along with Government of Telangana. Last year, only for 14 kids, 2,750 applied. And when they pass out, they are all job ready globally. I do want to say something which might be opposite to what we are all proud of. We have to get out of this jugaad mindset. We are very proud of this term jugaad, but it is all the original word jugaad came from frugal activity that bridges a gap. जो kaizen बोलते हैं Japanese, a small activity that solves a problem. The Hindi word was jugaad. But if you see the word jugaad, it is like a door of a machine is open, usko rassi se बांध दिया is jugaad. This word has destroyed India's focus on innovation and has focused on imitation and doing unsafe things in a terrible way. So I would really most humbly ask you to look at this very seriously. Towards a Viksit Bharat, growth-oriented Bharat, just arbitrage of human cost will not work. Specialty steels and metals, I'm talking from plastic and packaging industry point of view, is the base. Electronics and electrical, the whole panels, whole subsets, a lot of them come from Korea, from Taiwan. Why? We need to work on this. And work is happening. We need to accelerate this. Application engineering, abhi, half the softwares come from outside, if not 90%. If we do all this, machine building pe, if we focus, distribution, we are very good. Intra, especially our quick commerce, we also need to look at how to distribute more effectively. And we need to be open to be global and quality oriented. 90% people who don't want to work with a made in India label is not because of our price, because they are not sure of our quality. The day our product is even 5% more expensive, but 100% reliable, I'm telling you, people will be willing to give 5, 7, 10% more price. This is badlav in the mind. Cheapest is not the best. Cheapest is equal to no business. I want to give, in more or less in my concluding slides, the path to Viksit Bharat. We have to also see how did other countries do it. If you see Japan or China, what was their journey 70 to 80, 80 to 2000, 2000 to 220? It was a journey, originally auto, electronic. In 80, when I was in US, the American friends used to laugh at Japanese cars for being poor quality, unreliable. They stopped laughing in 2000. And by now, Japan leads the way. China was quite, I would say, primitive in mid-90s compared to US, I'm saying. Look at them now. So instead of just thumping our chest with abject pride without action, we need to know that if we need to move forward, there are some learnings we have to take from them. We don't even deliver I am talking from my office experience. If a direct report of mine says, Sir, मैं next week भेज दूंगा आपको, I will send you this information by Tuesday, you can bet you will not get it on Tuesday. You will have to ask, request. So reliability, timeliness, customers, when you offer something, do it on time and focus on Digital India, Make in India. A lot of good things are happening. The GST revolution is the finest thing that's happened in a long, long time. The openness on various elements is amazing. We need to build on it. Nothing will come by itself. As packaging professional, towards the end, I would like to say that we also need to improve our personal behavior in our societies. We expect that if we throw our junk on the road, if bottles are thrown, papers are thrown, I'm into wildlife, I do wildlife photography, I see birds hurt because of a whiskey bottle thrown at the edge of a... If this behavior continues, we should stop being proud of our 5,000-year heritage. The pride will start if we start to behave in a nice way and in a way that our children will be proud of us. And I'm glad that our children are behaving much better now as we move forward. So in conclusion, I think from a packaging industry point of view, We are the true partners of the growth of this country. I believe it will foster employment, it will foster every sort of good things that come to life, but it will not happen if we are not proud of what we do and we do not believe in ourselves and work with each other. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time.